What's up, YouTube? It's your boy C-Dubb. Today we're going to be talking about a gang out of Brooklyn, New York that was indicted on numerous murders and other crimes, the 900 Street Gang. During the pandemic, there was a lot of street wars heating up in New York, especially in Brooklyn. One of the wars taking place was between the 900 Gang and the Hoolies. On Wednesday, January 6, 2021, Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez would announce that 15 alleged members of the 900 Street Gang were charged in a 77-count indictment. That indictment included murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and to possess weapons, attempted murder, and related charges. 900 is an umbrella organization comprised of affiliated violent street gangs operating in Brooklyn. The Stack Money Goons, or SMG, and the Jason Fam, or JSF, are two gangs that affiliate themselves under the umbrella of 900. It is alleged that between April 19, 2019 and November 20, 2020, 900 members engaged in violence to establish geographic dominance. The 900 Gang controlled certain areas in Brooklyn, which included the Sumner Houses, Tompkin Houses, and 303 Vernon Avenue developments, located within the Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn. To achieve dominance, some 900 members participated in violent criminal acts including murder and shootings. It's alleged that the 900 Gang's main ops are the Hoolies Gang, who operated out of a building complex located across the street from the 900 territory. These guys were pretty much next door neighbors. On May 16, 2019, the gang war would really start to heat up when Nasir Harper rode a city bike from the Tompkin Houses to Hart Street opposite the Pulaski Playground, where the Hoolies had just broadcast over social media. Harper was allegedly trailed by a black sedan as he rode the bike. He allegedly fired multiple shots into the playground, then fled on the bike where the sedan was parked nearby and got in the car. A 15-year-old victim was shot in the thumb and treated at a hospital. On October 2nd, 2019, Nacia McCrae and Vincent Lilly allegedly walked from 303 Vernon Avenue to a bodega. As they entered the bodega, they noticed that an op was exiting. McCrae took a few steps back, pulled out a pistol, and fired multiple shots, striking the victim in the leg. One .40 caliber shell casing was recovered. The very next day, James Alston, Sean Singletary, and Jalen Elliott were walking on Graham Avenue towards Cook Street. Alston allegedly saw three rivals walking across the street in the opposite direction, drew a pistol, and fired twice. There were dozens of bystanders in the area at the time, including a family with small children. One of the shots went through a store window, narrowly missing the head of an employee. Fortunately, no one was struck or injured. Another .40 caliber shell casing was recovered that would match the same gun in the shooting the day before, so the 900 members were passing that same .40 caliber pistol around. Things start really getting crazy on June 29, 2020, when Tyshawn Devonish made a fake Instagram account posing as a young woman and responded to a post allegedly made by Tracy Washington, an alleged Hooli member, seeking individuals to open credit card accounts in connection with a credit card fraud scheme that he allegedly operated. They agreed to meet at 1620 Dean Street in Weeksville Gardens. At approximately 5:45 p.m., defendants Kyrell Haney, Alexander Williams, and Tyshawn Devonish drove to the area, and Washington took a cab. Tyshawn and Washington would exchange multiple messages back and forth when Washington didn't see the young woman outside, until Washington finally took a picture exposing the exact location Washington was in. Haney and Williams then allegedly got out of the car they were in and walked toward the livery car. Haney allegedly fired multiple times into the livery cab, striking Washington, who exited the cab and fled down Dean Street, where he collapsed. He was taken to Kings County Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. On September 28, 2020, at approximately 3:39 p.m., Alexander Williams requested a cab from Rainbow Car Service, picked up Wadeem Rudd, and traveled to Clinton and Franklin Avenues. The defendants, wearing hoods and masks, walked through the Lafayette Gardens housing project, entered the rear of 456 DeKalb Avenue, and allegedly ambushed and shot Tylee Felder, who was standing in front of the building. Rudd and Williams allegedly shot Felder 6 times, including once in the head, killing him. After shooting Felder, Rudd allegedly fired into a crowd outside the building. 2 bystanders were shot and wounded. On Halloween night, October 31st, 2020, at approximately 10:30 p.m., Jalen Elliott and 2 other individuals left 303 Vernon Avenue and walked towards Marcus Garvey Boulevard. Elliott continued to walk southbound on Marcus Garvey, then allegedly withdrew a gun and fired at a group of individuals standing in front of the Hoolies gang stronghold. A 14-year-old girl was struck in the leg. It sounds to me like these 900 gang members were some stray savages. Mind you, they were only from 16 to 24 years old in the indictment. They were all giving each other names of basketball players to signify they were shooters, including Shaq, Kobe, Curry, Westbrook, and Harden. Honestly, this type of shit reminds me of some Chicago gang wars straight out of the 90s when Chicago was seeing around 1,000 murders a year. Them naming each other after basketball players reminds me of Rondo number 9 that was convicted in Chicago on murder charges back in 2016. It seems like the drill scene has a lot to do with how gangs are interacting with each other nowadays. Going out and shooting at the ops and killing the ops and then talking about it in your rap songs. We can see where this type of shit has gotten Chicago, where countless rappers have lost their lives over recent years. But in all reality, dissing dead ops has always been a thing in gang culture. It just seems like nowadays it's done in a different way, whereas before it was done through tagging and things like that, you know, putting graffiti on the wall. But nowadays it's done on music and things like that for the public's eyes to see and ears to hear. And I'm sure that can bring a sense of shame to these gang members that lost their homeboy, making them want to up the score so they can show that they're no punks. These guys are still really only kids and now looking at spending the rest of their life in prison, or at least most of the rest of their adult life. It's such a sad thing to see so many wasted lives and talent. They did all this for the gang that probably isn't even putting money on their books or looking out for them while they're locked up. It looks like there's no hope for the future at this moment when you got kids out here killing kids. All of the major cities across America are seeing a huge surge in violence and gang activity. Things were starting to look a little better around the turn of the century, but are now headed into a downward spiral at a fast pace. Even though most people would want to fry all these kids, they are still someone's kids and brothers, and I feel terribly sorry for all their families. Just as I feel sorry for all the victims' families that were on the other side of the gun. I send my condolences out to all the victims' families that were harmed in this video. If you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and turn it to all so you can see more videos like this one. Until next time, y'all.